Hello and welcome to Case Closed. I'm your host, Charlie Langton. Today, we'll go inside an actual courtroom in the Warren District Court and see real small claims cases in action. Under Michigan law, small claims cases may be brought by individuals seeking $3,000 in damages or less. Neither side may be represented by an attorney, and the judge's decision is final. Now, let's take a look at the case of You Get What You Paint For.
37th District Court is in session. Judge Schmer presiding. Please remove your hats and shut off your cell phones.
Okay, this is your case, Ms. Karen. What are you asking for here today?
I'm mainly asking for $1,500.
You can sit down. Go ahead.
Toward a paint job.
Okay.
I'm very unhappy with the quality of his workmanship.
Okay.
Very shoddy work. I have photos to show you everything I took when he was done.
All right.
On our first initial walkthrough, I explained what I expected. It was drywall, patch, paint, numerous things, but I'm only asking for the $1,500 on a paint. I'm willing to let other things go because I just have to draw the line somewhere, and I want to make this as simple as possible. He wrote me up some quotes. Things happened as they went. I said I'd help where I can, and before I know it, I was doing more things than I expected. And
He wants to see the pictures.
Let me see what you have, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Just bring it all up.
My sinus makes me locked up when I don't hear you. Here's the quotes.
Okay.
That's the photos. Here's the quotes.
All right.
The bottom one is the original quote. The top is the final bill. Here's receipts of what I had to do.
All right. Now let's take a look here. Now you've got three here. One dated February 8th. One dated February 11th.
Yes.
Another one looks like dated March 10th. Is one of these the final one?
I'm sorry?
Which one is the final one, the one that counts?
The top one is on payday, on the payment.
This one that's dated March 10th?
Yes, the top one is when I paid him. And I.
But what, does this tell you what he was gonna do and how much he was gonna do it for?
The bottom one tells me what he's gonna do.
The bottom one's got an X drawn through it.
I'm sorry?
The bottom one has this big X through it.
Well, I did it because he changed it to the next one. So there's like three there. And the yellow one
The yellow
was
one.
midway, because as he went, he kept changing things.
Okay, so which is the one that counts? This top one?
I guess so. And I spotted things I was not happy with. I said, I will call you back. He said, okay.
So he kept changing it as he went along, is what you're saying?
Yep, because the paint job was $1,200, changed to $1,500. I was accepting everything, knowing.
What's $2,840.76? What's that?
I'm sorry?
What's the figure of $2,840.76? What's that?
Does he have two items there? Basement, they're separated into two.
Basement and first floor.
He's got basement, and then he's got painting upstairs.
It says basement and first floor.
I had wanted basement stuccoed and finished off first, and then the upstairs, and he switched it on me because I still had to pack up things in the basement. And I didn't want the upstairs knowing it'd get damaged or dusty after the fact.
I'm still having trouble trying to figure out what he agreed to do exactly and for how much. What was the first agreement here that you had with him?
First agreement,
Well, where did it all start? What was he going to do initially at the beginning and for how much?
okay, it's my son's house.
Okay.
He moved into a new place. I needed it empty. He bought it as a fixer-upper. He put all new bathroom, kitchen, everything in it. New
Okay.
roof, everything. The only thing that needed done was walls, drywall patch, things that were nicked and damaged there that we didn't have time to do, and I wanted to get the house listed. So when I hired Mr. Hoffer, it was in February, beginning of
Okay.
February, and I agreed with the quote. I liked his personality. Everything seemed to be okay, and the walkthrough, and I'm, you know, picky about things. I said, if I have to live here, because I might have to move and live here if we don't sell the house. I said, I want to get it up and running within the month, which was not unreasonable. So I had patch wall, drywall to do, trimming to put on. His quotes were not very detailed, so I can see where I'm going to be stuck with some of that. But if you look at the pictures, you'll see all the different pictures I took right off the bat, because I'm used to this. I don't want any problems. I want to hold people responsible for what they said they will do. And the main thing, I'm gonna, well, let me show you these. I know you don't have time to look at them. This is my list of complaints. This is my walkthrough, what was said, and my summary. A lot of that I will shy away from because I mainly want to stick to the paint job. That is the worst. I want to make your job easier and quicker. The paint job is what was really bad. There's shiny and dull streaks throughout. If you stand and the light hits that house from all the way around, any window, you have a blind open, you cannot see dull, shiny, dull, shiny. And then he even wrote me up for semi-gloss, brought it in the house. I said, I don't want semi-gloss. I said that 5 times from day one. I want flat and I want like a satin. And they ended up mixing gallons of paint at the end, flat and satin, and I think that's where part of the problem was. And I said, the walls had not been painted in years. There was old bleeding things that people before had pasted on the wall, like big maps, and it was brown. I said, I need that covered. If it needs 2 coats, I expect 2 coats, fine. That was not on his quote, I grant you that. He did 1 coat on anything, and I was upset. I went out and that receipt at Sherwin-Williams was for a gallon of paint I bought, because when I called him, he said he didn't want to do it. I bought the gallon of paint, gonna do it myself, which I should have done in the beginning. But then I got mad and called him that day while I was there to paint. I called him up and I says, you've got to get out here and you've got to do this. I bought the paint. But anyway, even the basement, I went to the Sherwin dealer. The paint he bought for the basement floor, the dealer said this will not adhere to old tar because the old tile got ripped up. I had to kills it. You either rent a crystal diamond something or other to chip the tar off, or you kills it. I had to put 2 coats of kills on and painted it myself and had him deduct that from the bill.
You're only suing because of shoddy workmanship as it applies to painting.
Right, to make it easier.
Now just, can you tell me how much you were gonna pay him to do the painting? Can you give me a number?
How much what?
How much money were you gonna pay him to do the painting? Can you tell me that?
$1,500, and then plus material.
Okay, and what was he gonna paint for $1,500?
The whole upstairs.
Okay.
The whole upstairs went on a separate thing. It's 1,400 square feet.
Okay, that's what and you were gonna pay him
With the bathroom,
$1,500 to
hallway.
pay that whole thing, right?
I'm sorry?
You were gonna pay him $1,500 to do that whole thing?
Yes, and I've had paint jobs in other homes before, so I know,
And you're saying he did a lousy job?
yes. Please
Now-
look at the pictures.
Well, all right.
Just briefly, I put the first ones in the front. You can see his quote was including nail pops, structural cracks to gouge it out, redo the patchwork before he painted. A
You know,
lot of
these-
that stuff was not done.
These pictures really don't do a good job showing me the shoddy workmanship. And I'm not saying that he didn't do shoddy workmanship. I'm just saying that these pictures don't show it. I think it's hard to show this sort of stuff on photographs. Now, you've got things circled here, and I can kind of see what you're talking about, but it just doesn't show up well on pictures.
That's the only camera I have to
Well, I
show it.
understand that.
You have to look really close.
Well, it's good to help the judge, but I'm not sure she's doing it. Now, she says she got a bad paint job. Let's see what the painter says.
Well, she is right. She does know what she's doing. She said she's done this before. She knew everything that we were doing. We went through on the walkthrough before. She told me exactly what she wanted because she knew what she wanted done. This house had a tremendous amount of work that needed to be done, and she told me she was selling it, so she didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I gave her 2 different quotes, basically. I gave her a choice. I said
that I can't figure out.
Yeah.
Were you gonna paint the top of the house, or not the top of the house, but I guess the second floor, right?
It's a
Or
ranch.
it's a ranch, all right, so you're gonna paint the first floor
It's
then.
a first floor, 1,400 square feet.
For $1,500.
I gave her a choice.